How much influence should a parents have over their child's beliefs?
They should let them be open to anything with certain restrictions when it gets dangerous.
What would you consider dangerous?
Maybe like criminal activity.
Like like gang banging, like going out and shooting people. That's probably.
Yeah, if my child was doing those things, I would probably ask them not to.
What do you think about like religious beliefs? Like, should a parent have an influence over their child's religious beliefs?
They could push them in the right direction, but let them believe what they want to believe once they get them on that path.
Okay, I like that. Okay, so when you talk about danger, I don't know if this is dangerous or not, but what about like a child's like a little kid's desire to be trans? Should a parent affirm them or what?
If a small child said that to me,
Under 15.
I would say that they should probably think about it for a few years before they make such a big life-changing decision.
Okay, what now what do you think about there's 8 states in America that if the parents don't affirm their child's desire to be trans, they will actually take them into state custody and trans the child, and the parent can go to jail if they stand in the way of that. Do you think that's fair, or is that a good decision or a bad decision?
I would have to think about that. I'm not sure.
What do you think?
Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to think more.
You got an opinion?
I don't really agree with it.
Okay, why not?
Just because, like, when you're a minor, your parents are responsible for you.
Yeah, I will say that I think that if a parent is going to, like, if I feel like if they're not going to jail for any other decision that their kid disagrees with them for, then why would that one be different?
That's good. You got an opinion on this?
I disagree. I think that was a pretty solid answer.
I think it depends on the topic. Like, religiously, I think if it's like a family belief, I think they're like, it's okay for them to influence their child. And then politically, I think generations are really different, and I think that it's okay for parents to put input, but it's I think kids need to figure it out like in their own generation and with stuff like that.
So I think that's a good answer, but when it comes to, I guess, more social things, like let's say your child wants to be transgender and they're under the age of 15. Do you think parents should have an influence in that?
I think that that's a decision that the parents like don't really get to choose, but I don't think the child should be able to make that decision until they're 18.
Till they're 18. So there's 8 states, as I think there's 8, that if you do not affirm your child, a minor, their desire to be transgender, that they will take this child away from them. What do you think about that?
California, that you can legally change your your sex without your parents' consent. I think at age 13, maybe. You know what? I think to each their own, and I think parents should support their children, and if that's what their child wants.
So do you think that the state should take the child away?
No, I don't, because it's like the child's not in danger. Mm-hmm. They're not being physically abused, but emotionally, if it's really hurting the child, then I feel like they could be emancipated and get to choose their own things. But I don't think that's necessarily a right to take away a child from a home.
So you think the child should go through the process of emancipation instead of the state coming to take them away?
Mm-hmm. Because that's the child's, like, more the child's decision. Rather than the state taking away, I think it gets more messy, and it would be like, would it be like Child Protective Services doing it, or?
I don't know who does it. I think it's just like the state comes as, I don't know the process.
Yeah.
Jersey, Connecticut, New York,
Yeah.
California, Washington.
Yeah. It's so, and I think that every single situation's individual, and it's not necessarily something that should be like treated on like a broad subject. I think it's an individual, case by case, or person by person, family by family.
How much influence should parents have over their children's beliefs?
I think a lot. Cause my daughter, she's 14, but when I grew up, I was in church a lot, and these kids are not in church like they used to, and I think they should be, and that's why these kids are now so hard-headed. And I think because if my daughter was more in church like I was, I think more it'll be better for her, like going, in school and stuff, Mm-hmm.
I think that's a great answer. So more specifically, we're asking if your child, who's under the age of 15, you said, let's say, for example, she came to you and said, Mom, I want to be the opposite gender. How much say do you think you should have in that?
See, you know what? This is a good question because my daughter is bigender. She's 14, but she's a tomboy. She got dressed like a boy. You know, it's hard for me, but I'm like, I just gotta live with it. Cause maybe she flip, she might change, cause she's still young.
Well, I was a tomboy at that age.
Exactly. But see, she like girls and everything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, I really don't say much to her because, I didn't let her have her freedom, but it do hurt me, you know what I'm saying? But I just had to flow with it for right now.